Caution. The content in this podcast is so spicy, it'll give you heartburn all night long. Listener discretion is advised. Your episode begins in 3, 2, 1. Oh, are you drinking while we're recording, Lex? Oh my God.
How dare you? Yeah. I mean, I know it's before 12 p.m., but it has milk in our cocktail. It makes it socially acceptable.
Right.
100%, yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. They didn't mean 5 a.m.?
They never specify.
Right. It was never specified.
We're on European time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think it really depends on how your day runs. If you're somebody who works mid-shift or third shift.
Exactly. We don't have to justify this to anyone. Welcome to the Lusty Library podcast. And if you're already judging us for drinking before 12 p.m., you can take a hike.
Find another podcast.
You don't need to drink to listen to us talk. We can do all that for you.
But wait a minute, they should, because then we just sound that much better if you're a little buzzed.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, there are perfectly legitimate reasons not to be drinking right now.
There are plenty of reasons. You can drink or not drink and always find something to drink about.
We do not condone the use of alcohol consumption to consume this podcast. So please drink responsibly.
Oh my gosh.
I almost spit that through my mouth.
Ew. This is your dirty dame Birdie speaking, and I am your wonderful hostess for today's lovely episode, which we are so excited to talk to you about this book. Oh my gosh. I've got Lex on my right over here.
I am so excited to talk about this book.
I'm excited you're excited.
I read the title and I was like, excuse me, what?
Yeah, you and millions of others. And I really just want to thank Joey for allowing us to do this book on the pod.
Let's not forget, if you are a regular listener, we made a bet that I could go one full entire episode without yelling at Lex and Birdie. And if I did win that bet, then I would get to choose their last books of 2025. So the reason I picked this book is Birdie has brought this book up just a couple of times within the podcast. I know she has a near and dear friend who keeps ranting and raving about this book. So I'm like, fuck it. I want to see her try to host an episode that features a book that is a little bit out of sorts for her. So I'm excited.
Well, so today we're going to be talking about Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Woo!
The Viral Sensation by C.M. Nascosta. I can't even count the number of people that begged us to read this book, including our sexy stud. He was just like, you need to read this so that I can read a section. He's like, I need to understand what this book is about.
So, Birdie, what is this book?
Yeah, so let me just read you a quick summary. Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated and drowning in debt, on the verge of moving into her parents' basement. When a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in neighboring Cambric Creek, she has no choice but to grab at it with both hands. Good one. Morning Glory Milking Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef. Oh, God, it's gross. With the manly, meaty endowments to match. Milking minotaurs isn't something Violet ever considered as a career option, but she's determined to turn the opportunity into a reversal of fortune. When a stern, deep-voiced client begins to specially request her for his milking sessions, Maintaining her professionalism and keeping him out of her dreams is easier said than done. Violet is resolved to make a dent in her student loans and afford name-brand orange juice and a one-sided crush.
This is awesome.
It's really great. Oh, and a one-sided crush on an out-of-her-league Minotaur is not part of her plan, unless her feelings aren't so one-sided after all. It's a storyline I think we can all relate to.
1,000%, especially being, for a while, starving artists.
Highly overeducated and underpaid?
Yes.
Wow, we don't know anything about that. Oh, fucking hell. I think that Violet, when we first meet her, we just get her. You went to school for art history, and I totally nerded out. By the end of the book, I was like, I want to be Violet's friend. She sounds so cool. Turns out she specialized in researching this very specific kind of architecture.
Violet has a history degree with a concentration in Western architecture of the previous 2 centuries and a master's degree in nonprofit management.
It's a really smart combo. I found myself going, what the fuck have I done with my life? I should have done what Violet did.
I know, but she's saying, oh my God, I will spend my entire life in debt working in the nonprofit sector.
I know.
This is describing so many people coming out of school right now. I've done all this work. I put in the hours. I'm how many hundreds of $1,000s in debt. And the job market out there is nil.
Yeah.
And running into that, well, we'd hire you if you have experience. Well, I don't have experience because I can't get a job. It's so relatable. And I love all the little touches of not being able to afford good groceries and barely making rent. And it's such a real world thing put in this very fantasy setting. I love that combination.
I just have to throw it out there before we get too deep. This is a short book.
Yes.
The whole thing at 1x speed, because, you know, I only listen to audiobooks. Hey, wait a minute. Listeners, hold on. Do you hear something? You hear something in the background? Oh, what is that? Oh, they're asking you to write a review. Wait, hold on. Pause a minute. Go put in 5 stars and write us a review. Oh, that's what they're saying. Oh, okay. All right. Whew. God, I'm glad we figured that out because somebody's whispering in my ear over here.
Oh my God, ADD brain, what is up?
Yeah. Did we forget our meds today?
No.
Okay.
No, this is just my bright, shining self coming through. Maybe it's the booze.
This is tasty.
Did you like it?
I did. I want a little more of the spice.
Yes.
Joey, you did give a really good first take as well. Joey was calling out the spice. You're calling out the spice, Lex. Yeah.
I'm agreeing with Joey on this.
Yeah. So.
Holy shit, save the wife and children.
They're agreeing.
The world is going to end.
On a food topic.
I know.
I know. It happens once in a while.
Wow. I will say my morning glory milk punch. It's good, but I will say if you're gonna have like a milky cocktail, just go back to episode 15. Listen to that first and foremost.
That was so good. Yeah.
And then make the eggnog because holy fucking shit, that was good.
It's crack in a cup.
I did enjoy that, but it might be too heavy for some folks. So if you're looking for a lighter fare, this is excellent.
We'll post the recipe as we drink it, but what I will say is maybe you could swap out another half ounce where you had the bourbon, you put in more brandy and get a little bit more spices. I used to shit on brandy, and now I'm like, I get it. This is what it's for.
Hey, Birdie, do me a favor. Just add that as an optional thing on the recipe.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And we'll post that on our website, thelustylibrarypodcast.com. Go over to that recipe page. And if you don't want to have to do that work, just go sign up for our emails and we will email you that recipe before the episode drops.
Yeah, you're right, Lex. It's a nice light option. Lighter than eggnog.
I ain't kicking it out of bed. I'm drinking it.
It is giving me a little bit of a phlegmy voice, so I'm sorry. It's a lot of milk.
Dairy will do
Oh,
it.
God. Ugh.
This is what happens when you milk things.
Oh, man.
And circling back to the book.
God, there's so much to talk about in this regard. Oh, I can't wait.
So there's a lot that's packed into this 255 pages. So you're not having to make a big life commitment if you want to read this book. This is like a night, a picture of milk punches, some of your favorite girlfriends. Oh, you'll have a blast. I think one of the important components of this world is it is a multi-species world.
Yes.
Violet has grown up in a strictly predominant human area. So as she goes to Cambric Creek, she realizes, oh, there are vampires, there are werewolves, there are minotaurs, and a plethora of other species that are all living together. She's actually the minority as the human, and it's very safe and very welcoming environment for all species.
Yeah, it's a really sweet-sounding town.
Everything about this for her is a new discovery. And her just realizing the world is so much bigger than where she came from. And it's wonderful.
Here's Violet. She's looking at all these entry-level jobs that are going to pay her tiddlywinks. She's going to be living off ramen and barely paying the minimum balance on her student loans while trying to keep a shoebox roof over her head. She stumbles across this job posting. No experience required when she sees the hourly rate and full benefits. Goddamn dental. Because isn't that the dream that everybody out of college wants? Full dental, 401k. She's like, oh shit, I have no clue what this job is. What is Morning Glory Milking Farm? So the girl goes, does a video interview. Great, they want her to come in to do a face-to-face, and she actually gets to see what they do there. I love this premise. I think it is so freaking smart. Pharmaceutical companies, in the plight of human men to keep a hard-on, use minotaur semen to make their little blue pills.
It's genius.
I was like, that is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. But isn't it just so charming? She's sitting there on training day, and her name's Violet, for Christ's sake. She couldn't get more innocent. And she's just like, oh my.
Yes.
What have I done? She's just like, okay, they're all taking this very seriously, and this is not sex work. This is a legitimate job in a pharmaceutical industry. Somebody's got to do the work to get this done. I loved this, and this is what made me love her even more. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well.
Yeah.
And I was like, Violet, come on down. You can work for me any fucking day.
So she's watching the training videos over and over, memorizing the technique, looking at the clinical side of the business. I thought it was phenomenal.
It was great. And I love how once she's figuring this all out, there's more and more levels that she can level up.
They very much make it a business.
Yeah.
This is a very clinical setting. You keep hearing a quick and speedy collection. So it's like getting your blood taken.
Yep.
You're just now getting minotaur semen in glass jars that look like old-fashioned milk jars.
Do you think that CM Nascosta is sitting behind their computer typing, going,
1,000%.
I hope so.
Chuckling the whole way. Every line of this book is just fun and funny.
Yeah.
Morning Glory Milking Farm, a subsidiary of Fizzle Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I chuckled all the way through this entire book. It was just a very quirky kind of funny that was just enjoyable.
This segment of the book where you are being trained with Violet in her first couple days at the milking farm was truly fabulous.
It was.
The description was so perfect. I feel like I could draw for you a layout of the pharmaceutical building. I could do sketches of the outside of the building, the entire town, what the
Yes.
milking room looked like. Vaguely. It was kind of confusing.
This is the funny part. I'm listening to this book and I have to get my oil changed. So I have my one earbud in. I pull the car in during the explanation of what the milking room floor looks like. And I'm like, dude, it's like the fucking Jiffy Lube.
Oh my God.
But much cleaner.
Much cleaner. So my car would be the leather massage chair that the Minotaur is facing down on with this cock.
You mean the breeding bench?
Oh, clinical words, the breeding bench. And then there's the person down the bottom doing the work, like when they uncap your oil tank.
Oh
to
my
drain it.
God.
I'm like, there were 2 different levels.
Yep.
The Minotaur was up on one level, and basically all the milking technician
Yeah.
could see would be through the hole where the very gigantic Minotaur peni go through.
So here are some of the things that I loved about watching her get trained. I loved her attention to detail. I loved how you learn the whole entire process until you feel like you could do it yourself. But it didn't feel drawn out at all.
Or boring. Like, if
No.
you're thinking about, like, this is a step-by-step guide of the process.
Right.
I was enthralled. It's like I wanted to picture what was happening, and it didn't feel clinical.
I will say I have to give the trainer credit. Her trainer was patient. She was clear. Listen, the 3 of us have worked together.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
I will say Lex is the best trainer you will ever have.
Thanks.
Anybody that ever gets to work for Lex, holy shit. Lex taught me everything I fucking know at our last job. Violet is getting paid to do her job. She's desperately clinging to the fact that she works for a pharmaceutical company. She has these clients, these Minotaurs that come in, and they are getting paid also because their semen is valuable to this industry and getting made into these blue pills. What better way to get them to come in and drop a load than to pay them?
And the thing to mention, too, is this is a biological thing for minotaurs. They need to excrete all of this extra because if they don't, they have to do it themselves. So being a very practical species, they're like, well, I do this every day anyway because it's for my health and well-being. I might as well get paid for it. And so in their culture, it's a very normal thing. Did you guys read the extra little story at the end where they describe the MMC going to Morning Glory Milking Farm for the first time and being introduced to the whole setup?
Oh, no.
And it actually goes into this is a rite of passage for Minotaur males as they mature. The same as getting your driver's license or your first drink.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, their semen is very thick to the point where it can clog plumbing.
Yeah.
Oh, God, gnarly.
Gotta keep those pipes clean.
Yeah, and there are small little enzyme pods that they can use that help break it down to make it more viscous to pass through the plumbing.
Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
So
Yeah.
typical.
So after you go through all of these hilarious things, then you start to learn some of the nuances
Yes.
of working at this place. And there's all sorts of different kinds of clients. And they've got names for all of
love
that.
the names.
It was so good. So what are they? The clock watchers?
Which are basically the business minotaurs who are there on their lunch break and are like, okay, let's go. I'm watching the clock. I got to be out of here in 30 minutes. It's my lunch break.
Mm-hmm. So then we've got the earners who they are there as soon as they can be. They're there for the money. They know exactly how much they output. So if the technician is not capturing every drop, they know and they're pissed if it's lost.
Yeah, or they'll be like, wait, hold it on a little bit longer. I got some more. Then we've got
Oh my God.
the good little cows.
Oh.
God, this is brutal.
So cringe.
The good little cows want to be told that they are the best cow in the barn. They want their milking technicians to wear milkmaid outfits.
There's 3 different kind of scrubs. You can either get the colorful ones, the denim overall print, or the alpine milkmaid.
Yes.
And basically, they have fantasies of wanting to be milked like cows.
Oh, God.
They're dirty little bovines.
Yeah.
I love the little window into their own culture and what's taboo for them.
Yeah.
It's just so funny, like their kink culture.
Yes. World building.
Absolutely hilarious. Once she starts getting into it, she's like, okay, going into the day-to-day, and it's really not that bad. And she's getting better at it, and she doesn't have too many awful experiences.
Her first 2 weeks on the job, she shadows her trainer.
Yep.
And she watches. And as the weeks start to progress and Violet starts to feel more comfortable, Violet finally gets to do her first client. It happens to be the last one of the day, and she can see through the hole that he is wearing a suit. He has all this mussed hair, and she's so nervous. This is her first time she's going to be doing it.
She has a lot of attention to detail, which really works in her favor.
This first moment, I was very excited. I was like, her first hands-on moment. Let's see how this goes. One thing that we've learned in this training is that some of the Minotaurs have notes on their files that describe like, oh, really likes a good ball squeeze at the end, or likes to be told he's a good little cow. This guy, who is a clock watcher, has no notes on his file. She doesn't know what direction to take, so she's just going to do her best and take on his monster cock.
Do we want to talk about Minotaur genitalia that is outlined in this book?
Do we want to talk about their genitalia, Joey?
Of course
we do. What do you fucking think we have a podcast for?
I was going to say, no, aren't we just going to skip by that? Get to.
Yeah, no. I don't want to hear about how big his dick is and how veined it is and how she likes to ring her little finger around his frenulum.
Frenulum?
It's just too much. I was like, oh my God. It's notable that her hands are very small.
She's concerned that she's not going to be able to perform to her best ability with her tiny hands.
Yeah. God bless her. Her desire to do all her things very well. The descriptions, guys. Oh God, I'm knocking everything over. Oh God.
You mean the pulling back of the foreskin? The rubbing the nails across the slit?
I mean, if you want to improve your hand game, this is going into depth, and you can try all kinds of new and fun things. And I will say your partner will thank you.
There are some things to be taken away from this book.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Almost more than many of the other books that we've read because of the level of description.
Well, you kind of had to. This is the primary focus of the book.
It's true.
I would have been disappointed if the detail and description was not as amped up as it was. Well, what is she doing? What is her technique? Is she pulling on both ball sacks at the same time?
Is it alternating?
What does the anatomy look like? Well, guess what? Mr. Clockwatcher is loving it to the point where during her ministrations, he is starting to buck his hips against the milking table.
And he's actually audibly responding to some of the things she's doing. And she's like, oh my God, clock watchers are not known for making any sounds. So she's like losing it. She's like, oh my God, I think he really likes this. She's kind of getting a little steamed up about it.
Violet is fucked.
Oh, yeah.
She is getting completely turned on. And this is her first client. And she's like, oh shit. Are they going to see the puddle on my stool that I'm going to leave?
Oh, God.
Because she is enjoying this and she is picturing him fucking her.
So we get to hear a lot about what's going on in her head while this is all happening. Oh my God. It's, why don't we let the sexy stud read it to us?
Yes.
He hissed when she worked the nozzle down his cock at last, her hands immediately raising to his full testicles, unable to keep herself from cupping them and feeling their heavy weight against her palms, her fingers hugging them in greeting. His hips began to rock in earnest when she began to rub and squeeze, pulling her thumb and forefinger down the seam to separate them in their sack, pulsing them in time when they began to throb, his orgasm building in her hands. He lowed as he came, a noise that could only come from a minotaur, and one she'd never heard from any other clock watchers, deep and resonant in his rich voice as the green light flared to life on the machine. The hydraulic pump sucking on his head, slurping up his release more efficiently than any mouth could dream of attempting. And a fresh explosion of excitement exploded between her legs at the thought. She imagined the absolute mess his fat cock would make if it were permitted to erupt freely. For the 24-ounce bottle was full to the brim when he sagged, boneless, against the bench. The machine clicking off, and the motor whirring to a stop. He plopped wetly from the opening when she released the nozzle, swinging free, and he grunted again. Not so in control now.
So shit.
24 fucking out. That's like a fucking Coke. That's like a medium ice fucking coffee.
Yeah. And this is one of the things that went viral on social media.
Of course.
You know, like people holding up 24-ounce cups. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fucking liquid. So I just thought that section needed to be read aloud because it gives you such a good idea of the writing, the level of detail, the descriptions. You could play a drinking game in this book with the words fat cock.
Uh-huh.
Also plopping wetly.
I love the plop.
Do you love it, Lex?
It's so descriptive. You just imagine it. And then that he load. That's the noise he made.
He fucking mooed. He mooed.
But they never say moo in
No.
this book. They have all kinds of other words to describe the noise that is made.
But lowing is, you know, the cattle were lowing, the baby awakes. Da Christmas music, okay? Not in a fucking book.
Dude, how much fucking milk punch did you drink? What the fuck?
The
Oh
face
my God.
Joey just made.
How did you just sing that in conjunction with a fucking milking farm that fucking jerks off minotaurs?
Really easily.
Oh
actually.
my God.
Where do we go from here?
Raise your hand if
Mhm.
the idea of fucking somebody and them mooing at you is hot. Oh, wait a minute.
You killed it by saying mooing. Say load.
Okay, I don't want to yuck on somebody's yum.
I think the biggest thing is this. You have to realize this is not our world.
Yes.
If you were in our world and someone was mooing, if that's not your kink, you're like, oh my word, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. This is a different world with different parameters.
Different
get it.
species. If you read this Monster Bait series, there are vampires.
Yes.
There are lizards with two penises. There's all different kinds of things. So if that's the world you live in, then I'd be like, bring it on, Donkey Kong.
Oh, God. Fuck. Damn it.
Wait a minute,
Oh.
Birdie, are you saying that you're a little confused that this actually tickled your fancy?
And you don't know how to feel about it?
No. Nope, not in the least. I'm saying that I think I've finally come to terms with the fact that this does not do it for me. Minotaurs, in fact, now that we've read, 3 Minotaur books? Or is this 2?
This is 2. This is our
is 2.
second.
This is our second. Okay.
But if it feels like 3 for you, that says something.
You look at the cover of this book, and I'm like, nah, not doing it for me.
But also, I think the cover is amazing.
Oh, it's
The cover's
beautiful.
incredible. It's fucking hilarious. It knows exactly what it's about.
Oh, absolutely.
It's giving you the quintessential bodice ripper vibe.
Yes.
With a fucking minotaur on.
It's brilliant.
But here's where I land with this monster bait. I may not be hot for the monster, but I love watching the journey of the FMC discovering what they're into. I just enjoy that journey so much, seeing it through their eyes. But I'm not ready to plop down in this world and
Blop,
blop.
plop.
So I will see you both later. I am packing up my life and moving to Cambric Creek.
Okay.
I am open to it. It became more of, okay, this is another species in my head because we know it's not real.
Yeah.
But
Right,
was I able
right.
to place myself in that and find him attractive? Fuck yeah. I mean, all dressed up in a suit.
It's the suit, it's the cut, it's when they talk about his deep voice.
And the personality, the way
Yeah.
he acts. And I imagine his big palm on my derriere. I'm in.
Yeah.
It just shows how closed-minded the two of you are.
Oh,
You cannot picture yourself fornicating with a minotaur. How are we friends?
You know what it is? I think it's the fur.
It's not the fur for me.
It's the face for you. Yeah.
The face doesn't do it for me. It's not sexy. You know how everybody watched Simba and Nala and the whole Lion King thing, and all of a sudden Simba gets hot? And you're like, why is Simba hot?
All right.
This is a thing that's been discussed before. When they reconnect and all of a sudden Nala gets bedroom eyes, and it's just weird how all of a sudden this Disney film went to this sexy moment.
It's weird.
It's weird.
But Simba was hot. Maybe it's just the drawing on the cover of this book. Maybe I need to look into more, but I can't lie. I've already done it. I did my internet searching for sexy minotaurs, and I just don't think they're that hot. No rendition of a minotaur looks hot to me.
At the end of the day, they settle up. She gets to see how much she made, and there's a tip for her.
If you've gotten a tip, you get a purple envelope. It doesn't say who it's from, but she opens an envelope, and there's a crisp, perfectly folded $100 bill. She knows immediately who it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Hot. Do you think he irons his money?
Probably.
Okay, he had a lot of hot things going for him.
Yes.
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 His character was hot.
And then when we get to his name, hotness level unlocked.
Yes, it's true.
1000% agree.
So Violet realizes after this situation that she's like, oh my God, what have I done? I'm so foolish. I'm falling for the first guy that I jacked off at my job. She's mortified of herself.
Oh, yeah, because she runs home and
Yep.
fucking masturbates.
Yeah,
to
she
the thought
does.
of him.
She can't not do it.
It's fine when she's turned on in the chair milking him, but when she goes home and
Mhm.
she continues the scenario in her head, line has been crossed.
I loved it. I loved it. I'm here for it. I did appreciate the fact that she was medium freaking out.
Mhm.
And the next morning when she goes into work, the first minotaur that she gets to, she's like, oh, okay, thank God. It's not all of them. It was just that one. Okay, phew. A couple of weeks go by. She has cemented now that the steamy occurrence that she had with her first encounter has not yet happened again. It was a one-off.
Yeah, she's not feeling it with the rest of the clients. So it's not like this has become her new kink or something.
Right. Maybe it was just first-timer jitters. She comes in one morning and she receives her stack of folders for the day, which is how they organize who they get to see for each appointment. there is a purple sticker on one of her folders. She has to ask, what is this sticker for? Oh, well, that sticker indicates that someone has requested you specifically.
She was confused. She's like, well, who would be requesting me? I'm only a couple of weeks into this.
Right?
Mhm.
And you don't know anybody's name. They're just a label on a bottle. They're not supposed to talk about personal life
No.
things. That's not allowed. So she spends all day freaking the fuck out.
She's having a shitty fucking day. First client goes off fine. The second one, she doesn't have the label for their bottle. Then she's behind 15 minutes.
She wasn't paying close enough attention to the cues and she got splooged all over.
And it was a first timer. And yeah, she didn't
Oh.
put the nozzle on quick enough.
Yeah, I had to change her scrub.
God.
And now I have to go to this request. I don't even know who the fuck it is.
She walks into purple sticker appointment and it's him.
Ha.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden, he starts talking to her and he says, well, how is your day going? She's a little confused because generally the clients don't converse with her.
And especially not a clock watcher.
No.
She takes a minute and says, well, it's really not going that great. It all started to go really well. And then all of a sudden went terribly, horribly.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I almost didn't get your folder because there was a mix-up in the morning with the scheduler who almost
Mhm.
didn't give her the purple file. And he says, well, I hope your bad day is not because of me. And she says, no. And they actually start to have a conversation. He starts to ask her, are you a college student? And she starts freaking out. Does he want to know if I'm actually just a nubile young college student, or am I old enough to actually be doing these services on?
Honestly, I respected him for asking
Yeah.
if that was the point. So they're having a really quaint conversation, kind of getting to know each other as much as
Mhm.
they can.
And she's not supposed to give out personal information, but kind of the way he's sincerely asking her these questions, she tells him a little bit more. She tells him that she's a year out of grad school in the job market and how she's not able to find a job, but this popped up. She feels very comfortable with him.
And he's genuine with her, too. He
Mhm.
cares. He doesn't look down on her for doing this as a job. He's very, very sweet about it. She realizes once he
Mhm.
sticks his dick through the hole
Uh-huh.
that he is like hard.
Fully hard.
Hard. That maybe, she muses, their conversation has turned him on.
I love this.
Loved it. Especially for her. She's intellectual. She needs conversation too. So she's wetter than Niagara Falls at this point also.
And realizes, oh shit, it's something about this Minotaur
Mm-hmm.
that turns her the fuck on.
Yeah. So now we're at 2 for 2. She's into him.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say that in this one, she's like, okay, well, he's requested me, so I must have done something right. And because she has great attention to detail and she's very smart, she remembers everything she did the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And so she says, well, last time I did this little pinky swirl into the foreskin. He fucking loved it. He loves it again. He's like all about it, audibly responding to her. She's super pumped, having a grand old time. Again, with the lowing and the hips rocking against the bench. She likes to note that it's not like a fast, frantic pace that a lot of the new guys do. Like everything else about him, he's under control, precise, and slow. And she's like, oh my God, I wonder if this is what he's like in bed. She's daydreaming again. She's way down this path. She's like, no, stop it. No, she can't stop it. She's totally fucked. It kind of got me steamed up. I don't know.
Again, it's the journey. Yeah, you're with her and you're like, okay.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said for hand jobs. Like, hand jobs definitely can give you that power trip.
I'm all about how she does everything because I'm like,
Yes.
that's my jam. Like, watch, listen, pay attention, see what works.
During the conversations that they had, he subtly finds out that she has one more appointment left to that day.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of that day, she goes to pick up her tips, and what is in a purple envelope but a nicely crisp folded $100 bill? He must be liking what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks go by, and all of a sudden she gets another purple sticker. She's been requested again.
She's so excited.
Because she's like, it has to be him.
And it's not the money she's excited about.
Oh,
It's
God,
not
no.
the tips.
No. Although that is a nice affirmation for her.
She's been thinking about him nonstop this whole time.
No doubt. And to the point where she's gotten herself a much larger vibrator.
That little slut.
Not as big as him, but the clock watcher himself just happens to be maybe not as long as the rest of the Minotaurs, but his girth is unparalleled.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all she can keep thinking about. So it's the last appointment of the day, and he shows up, and he starts having another conversation with her, asking if her day is going better. And he's like, I don't want to be the cause of your bad day because last time you slipped on a banana peel and everything went bad. And she's like, I never mentioned that. He goes, oh, no, that's just the vision I got in my head of your bad day. It was really cute, this banter that the two of them have.
Yeah.
They start to talk about coffee shops within the area and this new one she had tried that was not a popular coffee shop. The coffee tasted absolutely horrible, and he tells her about the Black Sheep. She's like, oh, is that the one with the black awnings? And he's like, yes. Oh, my God. They roast their own beans. They distill them in bourbon barrels. I mean, we are talking like hoity-toity coffee shop in Cambric Creek here for the multi-species.
I was thinking about you during this whole
Were
day
you
and your
really?
love of coffee.
I was like, get me to the Black Sheep. I couldn't wait to get over there. I don't know who you're talking to, me or Joey, because both of us are coffee snobs in our own beautiful way.
Yeah, absolutely. The two of you.
And we do get a little bit of a world dump. Milking farms are all over the place. There just happens to be one in the human city that she lives in.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, oh, I live there. And her clock watcher says, oh, I lived there too for a period of time. And, the Morning Glory Milking Farm is the best one around. They treat their clients well. We come to find out as the book progresses that they have a tier reward system.
So much.
After so many deposits, you can get a mug, a t-shirt, a tote bag.
I don't know if either of you are avid blood donors, but like my husband's got so much fucking merch. He's a 4-gallon donation mark at the center near us, and that's just the center near us in the last couple of years for him. He is a lifetime donor, and he's got all this fucking blood donation merch. They are all about the merch.
Oh, yeah.
I was really chuckling at this. I was like, CM Nascosta did her fucking research.
And we also find out that the milking farm has certain protocols. You have to get tested. They gauge what level of a producer you are by the size of your balls.
Oh, my God.
He whips his trousers down and puts a schmeckle in the hole, hard as a rock.
I had myself wondering, what is the size of this hole? Because there's a lot of ball play involved.
I'm imagining it's pretty large that you're getting the whole pelvic region. I don't think it's like a glory hole where just the penis goes in there.
Yeah. She's definitely doing a lot of ball work.
I'm thinking you're getting full pelvic region, but it's not so large because when they do lay on the milking bench, it fully becomes dark.
Yep.
So their entire body is covering that whole area.
Right.
Would you like me to draw it out for you?
Perhaps, yeah.
How I envision it in my head.
Right. I really enjoyed one small moment in this particular interaction that they have where it talks about him flashing a smile at her. And I was like, no. Like a big fucking cow face smiling.
Oh my God.
I hate it so much. And she talks about how hot it is with his gleaming white teeth. And I was
Oh
like,
my God, you
ew.
are so fucking closed off and judgmental to other species.
I am not. Show me a wolf smile any day.
All right. This is just not your species, and that's okay.
No, it's certainly not.
Okay.
Carry on. Can we talk for 1 second? It's been, what, a month and a half, maybe, of her doing this job?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think her arms are just jacked now?
It may take a little bit longer. She probably has some strength in there now.
Right.
No, I feel like the facility, the way it's laid out, and it's so thoughtful that it's probably all very ergonomic and made to put the least amount of stress so that they can retain their good technicians and not abuse their bodies. So I'm imagining some toning, but not necessarily her being jacked. But that also brings up, like, are there work-related injuries? Anyway, we could go down a whole road with this.
I was just thinking, like, my fucking hands are tired just thinking about this. Maybe I'm just lazy.
Yeah. I mean, you did discuss how it's not one of your favorite things to begin with because of your weak little hands.
I love doing it, but it's just I don't have a lot of stamina because my hands are weak.
Well, you have to work at it. It's got to be a circuit conditioning training that you do.
Right. Exactly,
You
Joey.
can't master it just right out of the gate.
I was just thinking, a moment to learn, a lifetime to master. Can we get to the coffee shop?
Yeah, so she gets to the coffee shop her first time there, and she's getting to interact with other species. And I love just the description of the bakery case and the lizard child with its slimy suction hands, like going at the bakery thing. And she's just looking around and she's happy as a clam. She's loving this experience. And I think that's what I enjoyed most about Violet is she was so open to it. She wasn't judgmental. She was taking in everything.
She was respectful.
Yeah, and appreciating everything and the differences she was seeing around her.
And she was treated so well in return. She showed up to the front of the line and quickly realized that she had just been paying attention to all the people around her and not choosing a drink. And she had this moment of panic where she was like, And
there's so many different things on the menu for all the different species that she's like, oh my God, I don't know what's good. And the barista just looks at her and says, you know what's very popular? Our honeycomb latte. Oh my God, I wanted one so bad.
It sounded delicious.
I was like, can I get a quad, please? Of your delicious, delicious espresso.
Oh, it was really cute.
And she was legit the only human there. She thought at one point she saw a human, but he wasn't. When he turned around, he was gorgeous. And he just happened to be a shifter.
Yep. She's having this wonderful experience. She places her order. She feels success. She steps aside to wait for her order to be done. And then, shing!
This little Spitfire comes up to her.
She gets whisked away by this woman she's never seen before, drags her over to a table, and just starts talking at her. This wonderful woman, who we find out is a vampire, and her name is Galis.
We come to find out as the vampire, she works at this very high-end restaurant where she does the blood capturing from donors. There happens to be a donor in the coffee shop that she did not want to interact with outside of the restaurant.
I love the camaraderie right away. She was so wonderful.
Immediately, they became friends. Violet realized, oh my gosh, we basically have like almost kind of the same job. Because a lot of people take this blood collection thing in a very sexual way. So sometimes they'll come into the blood collection room with their dicks out.
Oh my God, I got just such a visual of that in my head.
Yeah. Immediately, they both have this mutual respect for each other and this mutual interest and openness. They are just such quaint, good friends from the very first meeting.
Well, I think Violet needed that because there was a little part of her that was still ashamed of this job. She hasn't fully told her mom what she does. She understands it's a professional job, but it wonders how other people will see it. And then having somebody else who has a similar job, like they're able to connect on that. And she kind of gets it like, all right, in this part of the world, in this environment, this is par for the course. It's not weird. Just seeing into herself, like how she has this very almost sterile upbringing, and it kind of helps her open up. She needs her best buddy, and now she's got one.
Couple days go by. She's doing her job, doing her thing, and she has a couple cancellations in her day, and it's kind of nice. Oh, get a little bit of a break midday.
Especially where her last appointment of the day is a purple sticker.
So she texts Scalus and she says, hey, do you want to meet up for a coffee? And she says, yeah, sure, great. So they go back to the coffee place.
I love this intricate little tiny detail that Galus always has a cup of lavender tea but doesn't drink it.
Yeah.
It gives her memories just to have it and hold it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. She just sniffs it the whole time.
Yeah.
It's really cute. And so she's waiting in line. Oh, I'm getting like shivers just thinking about this.
So while she's waiting in line, she sees a small mixed species child. And because she can't get the clock watcher out of her head, she starts wondering what a mixed species miniature human baby would look like.
Oh,
She
my.
can't get this dude out of her head.
My.
And she thinks while she's waiting there that because of these deep thoughts, she's conjured his voice in her head. And she's like, oh, look what you've done, Violet.
Well, there he is.
Mhm.
That deep, rich voice.
She hears a full conversation between the barista and the clock watcher, and she calls him Rourke and asks if Rourke and L'Oreal are going to be coming to her Iris Day cookout. And Violet starts to lose it. She's like, oh, shit, I should have known. He has a wife. He has a girlfriend. He is so attractive. He is a professional. Of course he would have a partner. And she starts to close off and kind of beat herself up over it. She was letting these fantasies just run wild in her head that they had a connection with each other.
Oh, God. It was so hard to watch her go through these brain spirals.
But it is absolutely adorable because Rourke orders a black eye and one of these fancy little pastry things, and he picks up her sugary sweet coffee that Violet had ordered.
He buys her coffee.
Yeah.
And then he says, well, do you want to go sit down or whatever? And she's just like, oh, I'm meeting someone. And he's like, oh, you have a lunch date? And she's like, yes, I have a lunch date.
He doesn't even get the full invitation out before she cuts him off because she's so embarrassed.
Yeah. Gotta have a little miscommunication.
Okay, this was just enough, though, because you know how much I hate the miscommunication trope.
Yeah,
and
same.
come to find out, it ranks as the #1 hated romance trope by romance readers.
Well, no fucking shit.
Oh, God.
Anyhow, she does go and have coffee with Galus.
And Galus is like, who is that? She's like, nobody.
Galus responds to her putting it down like, no, he's not all that hot. No, like, we weren't talking at all. And I loved Galus's response. Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Yeah.
My mother loves saying that.
Uh-huh.
I adored Galus for saying that. She's definitely got her eye out like, okay, Violet, like any good friend would.
Mm-hmm.
So when Rourke, now we can call him by his name.
Yeah. Sexy level 412 unlocked.
Yeah. So when Rourke comes in for his session later that day, he's kind of closed off, and so is she.
She was wrapping up with her last client before Rourke gets there, and she overhears a conversation he's having on the phone about the minotaurs and the rings in their noses.
Mm-hmm.
And about this client talking about, well, I know he's your brother, but tell him he can wait on their first anniversary to get the ring in his nose.
Mm-hmm.
And Violet starts to wonder, okay, well, what does it signify? Is it a spiritual thing? What's going on? So when Rourke arrives for his appointment, and it is a tad bit tense, and Rourke asks her about her lunch date, and she goes, it was fine. She decides to keep conversation going. Well, I can ask him this. And she asks what the ring signifies in the Minotaur's nose. And he talks about how it means that you are in a committed relationship with someone. And she says, fuck. This affirms what I already knew. He's got a wife, he's got a girlfriend, he's got a partner. And he says, well, I've been divorced 2 years. And I've kind of wasn't ready to get it immediately taken out. And he's like, now I'm just scared it hurts. And she goes,
Oh, yeah.
he's divorced. And after he makes that confession and she realizes she's completely wrong, she says, I was just meeting my friend Galus for coffee for lunch. And he's like, oh, so it wasn't a date? She goes, no, it was just my friend. So it was kind of like they quickly cleared up the air. And then she just starts rambling on about Galus, and she works at La Vie Rouge, and how Violet wants to go try out the restaurant. Rourke mentions how he's now contemplating taking the ring out because he kind of has a reason to. Right before he gets into his chair to be ready to be milked, he says, okay, 2 things. Have dinner at La Vie Rouge and get the ring out. I'll see what I can do to make that happen. So that right there is him giving her the green light saying, human with the little tiny beautiful hands, kind of interested in you.
Mm-hmm. I love that it wasn't gross, that he wasn't doing all kinds of sexual innuendos. He's interested in the real her.
Aww.
I know.
So in between all of this, there's another element that comes in at work. At this point, she's established herself as being very good at her job
Very quickly.
So good, in fact, that she's assigned someone else to train.
This is so painful for me.
Oh, but on the worst day ever, she's got a fucking purple sticker.
Yeah, so she's fucking pissed. She's like, God damn it, I just wanted him all to myself. I didn't want to have to deal with another person there. This is going to be so awkward.
And she is trying her hardest to keep this kind of infatuation, flirting that she has for Rourke under wraps. Because she can get fired for this.
Right.
She doesn't just need her job. She likes her job.
Yeah.
And at this point, we know now that Rourke always takes the last appointment of the day. She's gone through the day with this young woman
who happens to be another human.
Right. She's immediately thinking like, oh, this could be another friend.
Oh, God, this trainee.
She's the worst. She has no attention to detail. As somebody who has managed people, it is really hard to give somebody feedback and have it be delicate enough that they're not squished forever, but also clear enough that they understand what they did wrong and how to fix it. She tells her at one point that her technique is lazy.
Yeah. You're not reading their files. You're not seeing what works for them. Clinically, with the operational part of setting up the milking station, she's great at, but her technique lacks luster.
Finesse, yes. I just pictured her like chomping on some gum, being like, oh, are we done yet?
She's watching her. Eventually, she gives her a chance to do some of her own work and give a hand job. It's brutal. She just takes the nozzle super early and puts it on, and she lets the nozzle do all the work. And I really liked her feedback, though. She's like, the reason that these people come here and not somewhere else is because of the personal touch that we give.
Yes.
It's not about the nozzle. You're putting it on way too early.
Because they wouldn't need us if they just want to jam it in a nozzle and get their extraction.
She set herself up very well to say at the end, you know what? We're running behind. I'm just going to take this one. And I love that she comes in and she kind of side-eye looks up at Rourke and she's just like, well, we've got a trainee today. He's not immediately like disappointed. He was definitely still like talking to her in a very friendly way, almost too much where I was just like, oh, stop.
Because he has some big news for her.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got an appointment to get his ring taken out of his nose.
He says it himself. He's going to be back on the market.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what this means. She's really glad that she's wearing a mask at this point because her cheeks are bright red. She's like, oh my God, he is basically telling me in no uncertain terms that he's ready to be dating.
It happens to be a Tuesday. It's not a Friday. And he usually shows up her last appointment on a Friday. And she's like, oh, I didn't think I would see you so soon. And he says, well, you know, kind of been on edge a lot lately. He is flirting hardcore with her.
He's felt like he's had to masturbate a lot more than usual lately. She is losing it.
And thankfully, the trainee's just oblivious.
Totally fucking bag of marbles. Nothing going on in there.
I even forgot she was there during their interaction. When I wrote my notes down, I go, did she leave the room?
Right. They do their thing, and he'll be back that Friday, he says. So before Friday can happen, Violet ends up finding out that her great auntie, who she was very, very, very close with, is very, very, very sick on death's doorstep. So she goes home to spend some time with her. And while she's there, her great aunt actually ends up dying.
There's so much packed into her being at home because you've got death of great auntie who was like a grandma to her, but also she cannot get away from her mom. Her mom loves her. She's an only child. But the suffocation of, how are you doing in the big city? How are you doing finding a job? How's that new job? Oh my God, you know what? You should come home. You should just move home. There's space for you here. You don't have to worry about paying his rent. Oh, you know, help you pay off your debts. Oh, by the way, have you met anybody? Because so-and-so next door, her son's back. And you guys used to play as kids. And oh my God, it just made my skin itch. How that life from before is just not for her. And she's doing everything she can not to go back there. It's such a nice detail.
So when she gets back to work after these 2 weeks of being gone, she's missed 2 appointments that Rourke would have had. The whole time she was gone, she was thinking about him.
Mhm.
She missed him. She was having all sorts of fantasies about him while she was away. So she gets back, and when she comes through the door, he's like, "Where the fuck were you? You left me with stiff hand Sally. She nearly circumcised me." And they die laughing together.
She left me completely chafed. Violet's like, oh, poor baby. We can't have that. But she still didn't divulge to him where she was for those 2 weeks.
And I love that she's just like, all right, well, let's get into it then. Let's take care of you and get you all happy again. As she's ministrating on him, she's totally lost in a daydream. She's thinking about him fucking her while she's going at it, and almost misses his little thrusting cue, and almost ends up with 24 ounces of stuff all over her. And she's like, oh, shit. Right at the last minute, puts the nozzle on. She really gave it to him good.
She is concerned, though, that her supervisors at the milking farm are going to realize what's happening by the puddle she is leaving on her stool.
Yeah.
The trail of snail mucus.
Oh, God.
Like she said, that leads back because she is so turned on.
She dragged this one out. It was the last appointment of the day and made it really good for him. And I loved after this, she finishes him off. She had to put in a second bottle, which is just astounding. You know, that means we're over the 24-ounce mark.
I just love the tender, loving care that she gives. She uses the warm, moist towelettes to clean off his balls and his genitals. And she knows she doesn't need a second one, but she's going to use another one just to have more time to touch him.
Aftercare.
It's very important.
He's like, I feel like I should have paid for that. You almost killed me. Such high praise. You almost killed me. I love it. She's like, oh, well, you're awfully bossy for a corpse. Their banter, adorable. After that, he asks her again, like, where were you? He's unexpectedly soft when she does actually tell him. And for some reason, she's felt compelled to go up the stairs to the second level and be on the same level with him.
Yeah.
There are no cameras up there, notably. It's very intimate, very domestic. Like he's getting dressed and they're having this moment together. And she's just like, I feel very comfortable with him. And she bursts into tears. And she tells him, like, there's a death in my family. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And he's just fucking cinnamon roll.
Yes.
He invites her out for coffee. They have a lovely coffee time. And it's just like, now we're building. Now we're going places. The banter's getting good. He asks her out to dinner that weekend. We're getting excited. We're getting butterflies in our tummies.
He makes it clear to her that he understands that the circumstances were very odd in the way that they met, but he is interested in her. He wants to spend more time with her. Is she want the same thing? Question mark? She's like, hell yes.
Yeah.
Because I think Violet's always been concerned that she is completely out of his league.
Successful businessman. Lives in the good section of town. Like, it all comes out during that coffee date, which I loved because it's explained as one of those things where hours went by and it didn't feel like it. And the conversation just flowed so nice. Oh, I love that. I love it.
It's so cute. But so this is the part of the book that, despite the fact that this book is very short, it in fact feels like an eternity. Because they go on about 10,000 fucking dates. Before one of their dates, Violet's like, I think this is the night. And Galus, dear Galus, is like, well, I used to be a technician at a salon. Like, you want me to wax you up down there, baby girl? I'll do it for free.
What a good friend. While she's waxing her, Galus gets to hear about all the dates that have happened so far. And like Violet's frustrated. She wants to know why she hasn't gotten the dick in yet.
She's really frustrated to the extent that she's even invested in like Minotaur porn. She's really gone down all the avenues. She is fucking dying.
But the dates that they have are cute.
They
so
are.
You kind of get it in a flashback style where you get to hear about it. It had to be like 10 dates or so.
And it's so sweet and romantic.
They go out and do things around Cambric Creek, and there are times that he goes into the city where she is, and they go and they have dinner, but the most they've ever done is kiss.
But this date, she's ready.
I love it because Galus not only gives her a full bikini wax, so she is bad downtown, but Galus talks her into not wearing any panties under her dress.
Commando.
I loved the lead up to him discovering that she's not wearing any underwear, and he's sliding his hand down her side, and then he kind of goes a little bit lower down to her thighs and a little bit down her butt, and then he goes, huh? And he goes back up and feels again, and then he like looks over like
He's rubbing his hand up her thigh, and it's starting to go under her dress.
Yeah.
And right now, her thighs are still together. When he hits almost the apex, she's like, the drawbridge is going up. Legs are parting. She's like, flagging you in for landing in the dock.
They are at a restaurant, folks. He's like, nobody can see under this table. It's fine. And he proceeds to finger fuck her at the fucking table. And I was like, let's fucking go. It's like a switch got flipped.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, he is like, bam, dirty man.
Well, he made it apparent that he's been waiting for her to give the signals.
Yes.
And he wanted to take it slow enough and develop, a connection. Because he's been around the block a couple times and he's not just interested in fucking somebody.
And once he gets done, he takes his fingers and he licks them fucking clean.
Yeah, he does.
And then proceeds to go back to the conversation that they were having, like, what just happened at the table just didn't happen.
Love it.
He's like, so you really are contemplating teaching, huh?
She finally ends up convincing him. He goes back to her apartment with her.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious. Like the description of this, she immediately is like, oh God, this place suddenly feels way too small. Like,
yeah.
He's gigantic. Like his horns are almost hitting the ceiling. He's so tall. The bed seems like a tiny pillow for an ant. And she's just like, I want you to fuck me so bad. And he's like, listen, girl, we got to prep you real good for that. And that's not going to happen here. And there needs to be like some setup. But don't worry, I'm not going to leave you unsatisfied. And he proceeds to finger fuck her into oblivion. And
he goes downtown. This may have been the point where she said his mouth wasn't necessarily on me. She was getting all tongue just based on the way his face was formed.
Yeah.
That was the only moment that I went, we could have gone without that description. That kind of brought it back to reality about what was actually happening down there.
Yeah. She's already like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to go back to a human after this.
No, she knows.
She knows. She's done.
So he tells her to pack a bag, and after work on Friday, she is to show up at his house, and he'll take care of her that weekend.
Oh.
It's going to get done right.
Yeah.
He needs the space, because if he starts rutting there in her little room, he's going to tear the shit down.
Oh my God.
But this is the thing. From here on out, he is all about spoiling her.
Oh, yes.
He spoils her with sex. He spoils her with food. Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah. She shows up at his house for that weekend. He's like, come
Oh.
on in. He doesn't even answer the door. Love it. She comes in and he's like tossing his wet hair to the side, wearing a towel. And he just looks over and he's like, you are wearing entirely too many clothes. Love it. Doesn't even give her a second to fucking take a piss.
I mean, she was ready. Come on. She was ready 3 weeks ago.
Absolutely. So this is it. This is the moment she's been waiting for. And I love some of the details with this scene. He gets out some lube and she immediately is like, oh my, is that the lube from the farm? Like, how did you get that?
He's like, oh, I got it when I hit the 3rd tier level.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just great. So she recognizes the lube.
She's like, use more. It seems really thick, but it gets viscous when you move it around.
Right. The description of when the 24 plus ounces of cum flood her entire body, it's obscene. The squelching and the avalanche.
He also comments, oh, these are waterproof sheets, but we should have gotten some towels too.
This is a major kink for people, I think.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Did we find this hot?
I did.
I think it was kind of hot. The descriptions, though, I had to like shut my brain off a little bit because it's like even something that you love when it's described in a certain way, like super clinical, he inserted his penis into her vaginal canal. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't sound hot anymore. Part of me was like, is it just that these descriptions are like borderline clinical and so incredibly detailed that I'm like, bleh? But I'm also like, it's kind of hot a little bit, huh?
I think I'm the opposite. I think because they're so descriptive, I was on board. Most of the time I didn't find work hot, but I was like, oh, all right. I think I'm getting a little window into what Joey's seeing here. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, drinking my Kool-Aid.
I sipped it. I haven't downed the whole glass yet.
Fine. It all starts with a sip, okay?
Part of what made this scene so hot was her describing how she was feeling as all of this was happening, because clearly he's massive. So taking somebody of that size is a little bit painful, but then once you get over that hump, it's lots of pleasure happening. It was so intensely good for her that she was borderline in tears by the time she was coming. And I was like, that's hot.
I'm really curious if anybody caught what I caught during the description of the Minotaur genitalia.
Oh, yes.
Okay, what did you catch, Birdie?
I caught a little bit of a knot.
Oh, yes.
But it wasn't a full knot like we've heard for a lot of the shifters.
I glazed right over that.
It wasn't outlined as being a knot. It was talking about there was a fuller thickness towards the base of the penis.
Right.
That was very prevalent in Minotaurs. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a knot.
Yeah.
Don't ruin this for me.
Okay,
I'm
fine, I won't.
sorry. Yep.
Put your
Yeah.
fingers in your ears, Lex. La, 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 la.
Yeah, I thought you were telling her to put her fingers somewhere else for a second there. Jeez.
Listen, we're
Wow.
close. We're just not that close.
My God.
Hey.
Oh, my God. All right. Enough with you. There's actually a good amount more that happens in this book. I don't want to give away all of it. I don't want to tell you about all the sweet things that happen that they do together and some of the really satisfying moments at the end that are part of what makes this book feel really, really, really good and satisfying, especially for somebody like me who is overeducated and underpaid and seeking the perfect job in the world. Yeah, there's some like fantasy about that in this book too, which is just wonderful. I would say if you've been wondering, should I go read this fantastical little novel? I've been hearing about it on the internet so much, like, go read it.
Absolutely.
Just a couple of hours of your life. Get your mind expanded. But let's find out what that means in numerical values. Let's put some numbers to this bitch, shall we? Let's talk about le romance. You can give this 1 to 5 roses. Joey, did you find this romantic?
I sure as fuck did. Giving it
Yeah.
a 4.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Violet and Rourke. I thought it was very sweet. I thought it was very romantic. Rourke was such a gentle minotaur. Gentle tour, whatever
Ew.
you want to call it. But I really thought this was cute. It was a really healthy adult relationship. God, if we could actually find that in real life, miscommunication was cleared up. They had great conversation with each other the entire time. They were taking it slow and building something real nice.
It was beautiful.
Super romantic for me. It's a 4.
Alrighty. What about you, Lex?
Oh, it's a 4. So for me, it's that he was so into her, that he was paying attention to all the little details, that he was giving her space to figure it out. He always respected her for who she was and what she was doing. He's in a financially better place. He's older. He could have very much lorded all that over her. Nope. Despite her work and how they met, they got to be friends first before they started to actually get intimate together. It hits for me both as a demi and a sapiosexual, so yeah.
I love a little bit of financial domination. Why can't I find somebody like that?
Be careful what you ask for.
Let's say it again. I would like to find somebody to financially dominate me. I agree with both of you in the sense that I found it to be extremely romantic, but I dialed it up at 4.5. It was so fucking cute. It was very romantic. The fact that he waited for her to give him the full green light was just adorable. And the things that they thought to do together and the way that they were together, their conversations, everything about it, adorable. 4.5. What about the smut? You can give this 1 to 5 water drops. Lex, what are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 4. I absolutely love that we get a lot of handjob in this, obviously, just from the way it's built. And that's not something that's very often in our smut.
Yeah.
And the variety just within that one thing was like, oh, fascinating and kind of hot. And I want to try that. It wins for that. And then just the sex between them is very hot, too. The way it's described, the way they interact with each other. Why is it not a 5? Because I'm not ready to fuck a minotaur. But beyond that.
What about you, Joey?
I'm at a 4.25. I think it was great chemistry, interesting premise and concept. I did love the detail when she was milking the minotaurs, especially when she was doing it to Rourke. It had a sexual connotation to it, and it was very seductive and very empowering when you think about it, the control you had, like you mentioned earlier. So, I mean, was there a lot of schmut? No. But I think it rounded this small 255-page book rather well, so 4.25 out of me.
Yeah. You got a lot towards the end.
Yes.
Especially, like, once they start fucking, they be fucking a lot.
And I think for the page count, the percentage is there.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, it felt good in terms of, like, you did not leave the book feeling unsatisfied, that's for sure. For me, it's a 4. You could just copy and paste Lex's entire review down to the point of, yes, you will not hit a 5 for me because the Minotaur element definitely knocked it back a little bit. But
close-minded bitch.
I know.
Yeah.
But, like, it was truly wonderful. I liked this book in that sense a lot more than I thought I would even. So let's talk about the story. You can give this 1 to 5 storybooks. What about you, Joey?
I'm going in at a 4.5. I think the premise was abso-fucking-lutely amazing and well executed, that you're just taking a bunch of different components and jamming it into a supernatural world. You all know that one of my favorite kind of fantasy novels are urban fantasies. I
Mhm.
love when you take those fantasy components and put them in our real world and blend it into situations. But it speaks volumes, and I think Lex had outlined this in a couple of other books where it gives you the real world scenarios without jamming them down your throat. Interspecies, being with different people, the basic problems that happen to a lot of individuals in life with finding a career that suits all the work you put into it when it came to an education level, and now the job market being what the job market is. So it gave that real world feel to such a supernatural, fantastical world. So I thought it was kind of cool and super well executed. It was a lot of fun.
All righty. How about you, Lex?
I thought it was a really sweet story. Kind of, slice of lifey.
Yeah.
There's no huge, crazy hurdles to go over aside from life. We're not in that kind of fantasy world where there's like an evil king that's taking over everything. There's none of that.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of where, urban fantasy goes. It's just a contemporary romance that just happens to have minotaurs and lizard people and all kinds of other things in it. So super enjoyable. I had a good time reading this. It's not super deep, but that's okay. It was a fun read, so I'm giving it a 3.
I am landing at a 4 for this one. I just thought it was so clever and funny and really, really, really charming. Definitely, like you said, Lex, it's not deep. It's not earth-shattering in its complexity, but it is deeply satisfying, well thought out for what it is, does not leave you hanging in any of the annoying ways like the miscommunication trope or a cliffhanger like I hate. And it rounded out all of the different elements, despite the fact that, yes, it was a long burn. You do get the payoff in the end. All right, mix it all up. Overall, what are we giving this book? You can give this 1 to 5 eggplants. What do you think, Lex?
I'm going with a 3.75. Super solid. Fun read. I actually would recommend it to a bunch of people who you want to try something completely different. Go with this one.
Yeah.
It's not so crazy that you can't get your teeth into it, but it's absolutely just a joy to read. And I love that you called it charming earlier because it's like, yeah, it really is. I was excited to do this episode because it was just so delightful. So 3.75.
I'm going slightly higher at a 4. So I like fun books. I like to mix up what my books look like. I also love tons of romantasy. I also love tons of dark romance. I can't do those books back to back. So I love to pepper really fun, charming, interesting books like this in that mix because then it brings me back up. I love a book that actually just makes me smile, and this was it. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was a really nice romance to the point where I read 2 out of the 3 other monster bait books within this series. I will say this was the all-star of them and definitely just fun and enjoyable. I loved it. It's a 4 for me.
I am also giving it a 4. I liked it so much more than I thought I would. I thought it was going to be cheesy. Hearing so much fucking hype about this book for what feels like forever since we've started the podcast, I was just like, okay, sometimes people have bad taste, and I'm fully prepared for this to be awful. It was truly fun, and I agree with you, Lex, in the sense that it is a easy read for somebody who is questioning, should I be reading something a little bit more fantastical? Do I want to read something a little bit wild and shocking? if you want to test those waters and dip your toe in and not have to read a 500-page book laden with heavy plot and character development, all the heaviness of world building and lore, yeah, this is a great way to do it.
How many times do I have to tell you variety is the spice of life?
Listen, some people don't want to hear that, and I feel bad for them.
There are also people that don't put seasoning on their chicken, okay? I will judge them for that.
Oh, I don't think anybody that listens to this podcast isn't putting seasoning on their chicken.
No. All of our listeners love flavor. They're willing to listen to the three of us.
Oh my gosh. All right, everybody. We got to tell you what's going on next in the podcast. And before we do that, we just want to remind you, check us out on Instagram and Facebook at the Lusty Library Podcast, or go over to Blue Sky if you're doing that thing and follow us on the Lusty Library Pod. We also have got a Patreon. Hop on over there. Check us out.
Do not forget to hit that follow button on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Come on, you want to make sure you know when those episodes drop. Because guess what? This is the end of season, and you want to know when we will be back.
And you're probably wondering what our next book is going to be. Well, you're going to have to just tune in for the first episode of 2026 to find out what next season has in store for you.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. We hope to see you in 2026. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.